For
Mm-mm.
greetings and
Mm-mm.
salutations, friends and family. Whitney's over here judging me. We're coming in hot today.
I am not.
Welcome back to the Problematic Podcast. So I'm sitting here holding a cup of Starbucks, and she was like, "Look at you, just supporting Israel." I'll have you know, I don't even shop at Starbucks. I don't stop at sharp Starbucks. I don't go by Starbucks because their menu is too complicated, and I don't know what I like. Right after undergrad, I would have a caramel frappuccino every day, and I gained like 20 pounds in the summer doing an
Oof.
internship in Center City.
Oof.
Once I realized how much sugar was in Starbucks,
So
I
much.
stopped fooling with them.
Yep.
But my dearest wife is a fan, and
Hmm.
I did ask her to bring me a latte today. She went
She's
out to
so
the gym
sweet.
this morning, and I was
She's
like,
so
"Can you bring me a
sweet.
latte?" Because I was still in bed, I couldn't get up. Um, and
It's
her
okay.
coffee of choice today was Starbucks. So although it is my financial household, uh, yeah, I didn't do it. So get off
I'm not
my
here to judge
back.
you. I'm not here to judge you. I would like to shout out Black and Bold coffee.
Yes, black
Um,
and bold coffee.
I like Black and Bold coffee. That's we get that from Target. And you know me, I love a French press, so it's just
Yes.
me and my grounds and my French press and my electric kettle, and we just be vibing in the morning. Me and my giant mug with Hello Kitty on the side, just we be
You,
vibing. You
I,
know, I
I,
love a
s-
big mug.
I say this frequently. Whitney has a collection of things that
I
I
love
envy.
collections.
And I don't envy a whole lot, but Whitney has a a timeless collection of sweatshirts,
Yes, you got to have a sweatshirt. It's cold.
an impressive collection of cups, tumblers, and mugs,
Yes, I love things.
and glasses like frames. She just does the things. You are always so cute and accessorized and put together.
Gosh, friend.
Meanwhile, I get on this podcast in a do-rag. Sometimes I wear a bra, sometimes I don't.
But it was a what's that young man's name? I gotta stop calling people that. Jesus, I'm not
You
beating the
sound
auntie
like an
allegations.
auntie. No,
I'm
you're
not
not.
beating the
You are
auntie
not.
allegations.
You are not.
You know what? I wouldn't though. I've had people like mutuals of mine on social who are like in their 20s, like early
Mhm.
20s, call me auntie, and it has not phased me at all. It does not bother me.
It's so I don't find it offensive when
It's respect.
the young gays do it because I
Hmm.
recognize now, I was
Hmm.
explaining this to a friend of mine that technically I am auntie age to the
You
LGBTQIA
are.
kids, and you have to think for a long time
Oof.
the life expectancy of people in this community was
Oof.
not very long. So to reach this age and to, have a home and a wife and a family and be successful and have all of these things and be able to like talk to the gays who are out partying and dancing and living their best life. I love that. It
I love
feels
it
like
for you.
an area of accomplishment. But no,
I love that.
you whether you choose to do it or not, you and Earl give the auntie and the uncle energy. It's
We
just
do.
nothing you can really do
We
about
do.
it.
We do.
You just
And our
gotta
old child.
and you just gotta
Oh,
embrace it. What
I
it
meant to
is, is.
tell you, and I did put it in our friend chat. She got her first like report card.
How did we do?
And oh, I could cry. It was like Emery is really, she's like really proficient. Like I know that she could read, right?
Yes.
They didn't know that she could read.
She
So
been
like,
reading since she was 2 days old.
listen, she's been read to it since the womb.
Yes.
Scripture,
Mhm.
random stories, stuff that I'm just randomly reading. Where I'm like, I just read it. I just said it out loud. She has a mastery of the English language that I don't think I possess. My parents say that I was this smart too.
I
I
could see
think it's
that.
all. I think it's all like I'm like this is parental bias because every parent thinks that. Well, let me
Well,
not say
no,
that.
Emmy actually reads, and a lot of
She loves to
children
read.
don't. they may be read to, but they don't get as many opportunities to read themselves. And Emmy, I've seen her, she will go and grab a
Hmm.
her own book and sit down with
Hmm.
her own book and start
Hmm.
reading it because she's so
Climb in her bed, climb in her very own bed, and start to read. So one of the favorite things that I love that they said, I just pulled it up, and under the social emotional, Emmy often shows empathy towards others and will help guide some of the younger classmates by gently reminding them of the classroom procedures.
Aww.
I'm like, she loves a rule. She does.
I'm here
She
for it.
plays cooperatively with friends and peers all the time and engages them in conversation frequently. She yaps. She
Because
does
she has
yap.
the language and the lexicon to do so.
She loves to talk to people. And that's the problem. Like in the beginning of schools, I would notice her lunches would be half eaten. She would come home and eat the rest of her lunch because,
Hmm.
we only do half day. And she would just like, I'm like, oh, well, why is this happening? And I talked to her teacher. She was like,
She's
yeah, Emmy gets
talking.
a little distracted because, well, they're a talkative class. The whole
Hmm.
class be talking to each other. And I'm just like, I wonder what they be talking about. Just these
Kid
little
shit.
people.
Big
Did you
ideas.
see the new episode of Bluey? Oh my gosh, yes, Baby Race. It's so good, but it makes mommy cry. It's like, what?
Especially around Christmas time, everybody's got
Oh,
their own Santa stories and their own
oh,
Santa. Like, no, Santa comes to my house and does this, and my elf did this, and
oh,
yeah,
oh, we didn't do the elf on the show. I can't
good
deal with the
because that
pressure.
shit creeps me out.
I can't deal with the
The
pressure.
idea of a little doll running around my house at
A little
night
white
would
doll that.
freak
Mm-mm.
me. And some people do some really creative
It's
things
funny.
with their elf on the shelf, and
Mm-hmm.
I am impressed by them, and I like to watch them post every day what their elf did. But I know 6-year-old me, a doll running around the house. I grew up in the Child's Play Chucky era.
Hello, same.
No, no, no,
Hello,
no, no, no,
same.
no, no. Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. Not my
No.
toys.
Keep
Mm-mm.
it.
This is why I baptized them all. I never told
See?
you that story.
You know what?
I was destined to be a pastor's wife, just destined. I
You
came back after
baptized your dolls.
I baptized every single one of my toys the Sunday after my baptism.
You know what?
So I got baptized and I saw how it went. Apparently, lore goes because I was little when I got baptized. I think I was like seven, like 6 or 7. So I go down to the water, but it was cold. And I let out a very loud
No. Mm-mm. Nope. Mm-mm.
a mama,
Nope.
a mama.
Nope. I don't like
The way I
it.
would have screamed, laughed.
Yeah, I'd have been done. I'd have been like, we'll try again with her next week, next Sunday, next baptismal
No.
Sunday.
What did the old black say? It chilled my body, but not my
My
soul.
soul. Yeah,
Yeah.
it chilled your body, not your soul.
And then now, like Emmy, she's 3 years from that, like from where we like let children start to decide,
Hmm.
and I'm like, if she lets out a big burr,
I'ma cry.
I'ma laugh so hard.
I'm just gonna get up and walk out. Because it's either that or they gonna put me in. One or the other.
Someone just scooch me out of the way because I will be crying so hard.
Just like her mother.
Just
Just
like
like
her
her
mama.
mother.
But yeah, I'm over the moon. Like I'm so proud. She got her school pictures back. She did so good. Felt
Aww.
like she just growing up, man. Anyway, let's change the topic. Let's talk about terrible things because
No,
otherwise I'm gonna
not
keep
yet.
gushing over my kid.
We're going to talk about what we've been listening to. Then we're going to get into a whole heap of terrible things and the most absolute, most entertaining, problematic letter I got from a friend of the show.
Oh, I
But
can't wait.
before we get there, what have you been listening to, friend?
Well, Charlie Brown Christmas has been going triple platinum in my house.
Okay, Auntie.
I told you I love that album. I love it so much. I've loved it all my life. Like
That's
particularly
not
the
a bad
song
pick.
Skating. Yeah, I like the song Skating. It's really, really good. There's this particular part in the film, in the classic film, a 30-minute film, where Snoopy starts skating on the ice. And there's this beautiful song that starts playing. And so now if I'm out shopping and I hear that song, it just brings me back to like 38 Christmases. Like it's
Not
just
30.
like so many Christmases. And so like I love it. And then like my kid, she just got her grandmother sent her a light up Snoopy with a little Christmas
Aww.
hat. And so now like I'm like, oh, let me show you like the Christmas Snoopy of it all. So yeah, but yeah, Charlie Brown Christmas has also been going triple platinum in my house. But what has really been playing is all I really wanted was a Black Grand National.
Oh,
Fuck being
come on.
rational. Give them what they asked for, because that's my energy for 2025. It's not
I'm,
enough.
I'm so happy that you're taking Kendrick in the 2025 because it's a spirit with that young man. He is
I want to fight.
our dear friend of the show, Anthony, shared a post that pointed out that Kendrick's
Hey, Anthony.
tour Kendrick's tour will be pulling through Toronto, I guess on or about
Ignorant as hell.
Father's Day.
Oh, shoot. No, no, no. Absolutely not. You are joking.
And we just all
No,
collectively just feel like Kendrick just whoever he hates will know zero peace. You
no
will know
peace.
no peace
All he
at
had to do was leave that
all.
man alone. He didn't have to say anything. Like, he could have just let that man have his little line in that song and keep it pushing. But no,
No,
typical light skin behavior.
you gotta leave short people alone. I learned at a very young age that you let little people be because they be down there just plotting the most evil,
Not down there.
crazy, vile things you
Not
can think
down
of. There are
there.
certain things that if you're a certain height, you can't even conceptualize, but they just spend their whole lives looking up at shit to touch and terrorize. And you gotta leave those people alone.
Mr. Kendrick, she doesn't mean it that way.
I don't. I love Kendrick Lamar,
We love
but
you. We love your music.
I think anybody who a 5'5" man should put fear in the heart of everybody. Because that means
Apparently
he just been
not.
fighting up and above his weight class his whole life.
Who
Just let it go.
who is that? Something Schultz. Andrew Schultz, the comedian.
Yes. Oh God.
Did you hear what he recently said? I don't know whose podcast this was, but he was
With
saying that he could essentially rape Kendrick Lamar,
yeah.
like if they were stuck in jail. And I'm like,
Who lets those kind of thoughts come to their mind?
why? And you're laughing about this with two other black men. And I'm like, what in the buck breaking weird, like,
Like this is the kind of shit
Negro
you sit up at
slavery
night and think
ass
about.
fantasies are you having? This sounds like a cry for help. This sounds like, what is that, the 302, where you like go ahead and
Yes.
grab the person?
Yes, and
That's what
sit
that
them
sounds
in a
like.
mental hospital and let them think about the things in their mind.
Joking about raping people is not,
It's
I,
not okay. There's never a situation where it's okay
never,
or where it's funny.
never. I hope Kendrick pulls up on you. Like, I hope he does. I really do. Like, I would love
Oh.
to read that article. I'm like, oh, you earned this. Because, like, listen, he said it's plural now. Fuck this. He said it's plural. So I would be quiet.
I
I
would
would be
leave it
quiet.
alone. I would
Listen,
leave it alone.
in this current climate where people be pulling up on people,
Li-
I would be quiet. I'm gonna let you tell I'm gonna
Wi-
let you tell what you've been
wi-
listening to before we
wi-
get into that.
Wicked over and over and over again. The movie soundtrack. I
Something
have
has
been
changed within me.
trying to convince my family to do the Wicked dance challenges. I've been singing the refrain of loathing, loathing 190 times a day.
We need it.
I have been pretty much obsessed and inundated. I mean, I love the original Broadway recording. I have it on vinyl. And I
Yes,
was
vinyl.
very skeptical about, new renditions of the songs. But the more I listen, the more I like them, and they're good. And
Hmm.
Ariana Grande can no, you can say whatever you want about her, love her, hate her. The girl can fucking sing. Cynthia Erivo can
Lord,
sing.
Lord.
These are singers
Yeah, they
and
sang.
performers, and
Yeah,
they've got these girls hitting opera notes upside down on broomsticks. It's incredible. The movie was great. I might go see it a second time.
I still haven't seen it. I
I
feel terrible. I know. I just have not had the time. I know. I want to see it. I've seen this. So I've seen the play. I've seen the musical, and I sobbed. I sobbed. It was a fly show because sometimes they have a no fly show.
yeah.
When that woman's feet left the ground,
Yes.
I've never rooted for a green person in all my life. When I tell you. I was like, oh, we're all alphabet today. Like
All
we
of
all
us.
flying. Let's
All of us.
go.
All of
The
us.
way I'm sitting next to Kalita. Kalita makes it to every episode. Hi, Kalita.
Hi, Kalia.
And both of she starts handing me tissues. I was like, why? Just like, just take them. And
Just
she did this shit to me before.
she knew.
She in a
She was being
play.
a good big sister.
Yeah, when we went to go see Waitress, and right after the lady who was not excited to have a baby had her daughter, and like there's this beautiful song that talks about like becoming a mother and like shifting your motherhood and like something like how your heart gets like bigger. When I tell, because my daughter had just like the previous like winter time, my daughter had just been born, and those hormones were still there, and I
Oh
was just like,
Lord.
oh my God,
Just crying.
just crying.
Weeping.
Like I literally bent over.
See, I would
I
throw a
was like,
church
it
fan
happened to
at you.
me.
Knock it off. You're dramatic.
Let us be the Hallmark family. Anyway, back to what you've been listening to.
Yeah, I've been listening to Wicked, the entire soundtrack over and over again. I've been singing it through the house, twirling. My family just looks at me like I'm crazy because I don't think they've seen it, and they just walk away and just kind of let me be. And I appreciate them for that. Also, Kendrick Lamar, checking out my Spotify, not my Spotify rap, my Apple Wrapped, or I guess it's
Mm-hmm.
Apple Replay, and realizing that I am ashamed. I am ashamed
What's wrong, friend?
of how many times I listened to Beyonce's Texas Hold'em this year. I'm not
Oh,
going
me
to
too.
share my replay
Me too.
this year. I'm not going to share
Mm-hmm.
my minutes. I'm not going to share my plays because y'all are not going to judge me. I didn't think it could get worse than last year when like three of my top five were show tunes,
I
like
don't
from
see a problem with it.
Hamilton
I don't see a problem
and
with it.
from Ragtime.
I don't see a problem with it.
Yeah, not proud, but yeah, that's where I am.
I don't see a problem with it. Because my top one
Oh
is
boy.
the Bluey soundtrack.
See, I
Bluey.
knew it.
And then there's a new album called Rug Island. Oh, I'm so excited. So it's like the Bluey album, then there's Dance Mode, that's their second album, and now it's Rug
Hey.
Island. Yeah. Dance Mode got some bops in it. But Rug Island's nothing to sleep on either. Emmy's favorite song on there is Muffin Drive, where their cousin Bluey and Bingo have a cousin named Muffin. Muffin is every bad thing you've ever thought about a toddler.
Oh,
She
and I
is
think of that
chaos and
often.
calamity, but she's gotten much better as she's gotten older. She just needed to grow into her big sisterness. I've watched the progress of this
Good for
child.
Muffin.
This yeah, Muffin. But Muffin gets a new like what are those like Power Wheel car? She gets one of
Yes.
those because her daddy got a car. So she gets a Power
Oh,
Wheel car. And Bluey is in the middle of asking Muffin not to drive too fast. And Muffin takes off at high level speeds, and then it's just this little kid rock out song. And my the way my daughter connected with that song, like
she
her
gets it.
whole face changes and she starts. I was
She
like,
gets
oh,
it.
that resonates with you.
It
Okay.
does. Mm-hmm.
My level of crazy, just passing it down. Yeah,
But it's
Muffin Drive.
inherited.
Muffin
We
Drive
all
ended up
inherit
on
our
there.
mother's crazy. Whether we express it or not is a different thing, but it's in there. We are born with it in our DNA. We just download it for 9 months or 40 weeks or 42 weeks, depending on how complicated and oversized you were. We
I'm not
download
oversized.
all of the data. I was oversized and
I was
late.
oversized,
Some
yeah.
people just come in the world complicated.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's all in there, whether we use it or not, or express it or not. But you download, you inherit your mother's crazy. I
Naturally.
uh I want to handle this next topic delicately,
Oh no, what happened,
or at
friend?
least more delicately than the internet has handled it. But y'all have not been good people.
What happened, friend?
So we all know the CEO who was assassinated
Oh,
over I guess that would be last week. The CEO of United Healthcare, Brian Thompson, was killed on his way to a board meeting.
my.
And the details that initially came out were made it seem as if it were just a random shooting, or there was a shooting in New York and it just happened to be a United Healthcare shooting. Those were the early reports, early in the morning, because apparently this
Mm-hmm.
happened at a very ridiculous time in the AM.
Mm-hmm.
And then later this day, the video comes out of the assassination, or what I call a hit. Now, if you've seen this
Definitely a hit.
video, you see that a man with a book bag and a mask and a silencer on his gun uh waits on the sidewalk for this gentleman to pass and then shoots him in the back, and his gun appears to jam. He clears the jam, he shoots him again. He clears another jam, and it looks like he tries to shoot him another time. And it
Jesus.
was very apparent
Jesus.
after that that this was not only a hit but an assassination. And I've gone back and forth, like,
Mm-hmm.
we don't have all the details, but one thing we do now is speculate a whole fucking
Oh
lot.
my
And
God.
I'm curious to know if this person who carried out this crime was the person who was offended by this gentleman, or the person who was hired by the
Yeah.
offended party. Because
Yeah.
it is my understanding that they have found bullet casings that had writing on the.
Writing on the bullets. Yeah.
Now, I don't know how many of you listeners have ever loaded a firearm or just held a ammo in your hand. But even for like long rifle shells or shotgun shells that are a little longer, it is not easy to write. They're very small space. You know how
Yeah.
fucking mad you have to be to write on a
Pissed.
handgun shell?
Pissed. You have to be so pissed.
So a couple things here. What I do find interesting is immediately after this news broke, there were several insurance companies that started to reverse their policies on coverage and anesthesia coverage and percentage coverages um immediately after this CEO was assassinated, which says to me, I we don't advocate or condone violence,
We
but it
don't.
is amazing how when people choose violence, the policy initiatives move forward and
Mm-hmm.
accelerate so much faster.
It depends on who they
That Yeah, that's true, because we expected sensible gun laws after Sandy Hook, and we did not get them.
bruh.
How's
And
it
that
ever? CEOs being targeted seems to have put the fear of God into.
oh, so many people.
Now, I gotta get to the part that was most disturbing. You motherfuckers on the
Oh,
internet.
y'all have got to chill. Please. 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 I'm begging you. Y'all gotta chill. Y'all gonna get yourselves arrested.
Y'all
Please.
are.
This is bad. This is bad.
For those who responded to this story with things like thoughts and premiums instead of thoughts and
And
prayers,
deductibles. Thoughts and
deductible
deductibles took
thoughts
me
and
out.
deductibles. Um, Looks like his safety wasn't covered by insurance. They have now they have photos of the unmasked alleged killer.
Mm-hmm.
And this person on Twitter wrote, "Bro got assassinated by a cutie patootie." I oh, there are just no words for the foolishness and the fuckery that I have seen. Another person said
Cutie patootie.
the McDonald's CEO said, "Not gonna happen to me," and brought back the snack wrap.
Fix the ice cream machine.
You motherfuckers will not know peace until y'all start acting better on the internet. The responses have been so.
I'm done.
There are pictures saying me liking tweets celebrating the assassination of the United Healthcare CEO. The
Just people
apathy,
just pep
yes, and the
tapping.
cynicism of the things. I just I didn't expect celebration.
Oh, girl. Do you remember when did that submarine go down?
Oh, that was about a little over a year ago.
You remember how stupid?
Yes. 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 Also, somebody speaking about submarines, somebody said until we know that the CEOs are safe, they should all get into a submarine together. And I was like, that's too fucking soon, guys. This is just too
Is it?
fucking soon.
Is it?
No, because I've seen what insurance companies have done. to families and how
Mm-hmm.
they will allow you to be financially decimated by health
Mm-hmm.
care and hospital bills and
Mm-hmm.
still vote against your interest and your family's interest to the point where people
Mm-hmm.
suffering from cancer with exorbitant bills are being forced to divorce their spouses in the event that if they pass away, they don't want that debt passed on
Mm-hmm.
to their, like, who wants to have to think about getting an administrative divorce when they're fighting cancer? And this is in a time where the Affordable Care Act has provided a lot of safety nets and a lot of provisions that allow families to not be kicked off of their health insurance. And most of those
Mm-hmm.
protections will be gone within the next few months. So I
They
expect
can.
I expect it to actually get worse. So yeah, it's kind of hard for me to be like, you guys got to do better. I feel like an asshole for laughing at a lot of this stuff because at the
I
end of
don't.
the day, a man lost his life.
Okay.
There is a widow out there in the world who has nothing to do with the insurance industry at all. And
Mm-mm.
oh, go ahead. I feel it coming. Go ahead, Whitney.
I'm about to be real problematic.
Let's do it.
You're absolutely right. I want to acknowledge that you're right. The loss of life, the taking of life, the deliberate taking of life, when like that's horrific, that's terrible, that's it's not okay. Um, and that there's a family grieving. They join the countless other families who are
Yes.
also grieving.
Yes. That's a
People who
fact.
have also suffered, just piggyback on off of what you're saying, people who have had to make choices like divorcing their families, their spouses, just so they don't get saddled with their debt. It's both things can be true. Like we don't need to like rejoice and cartwheel, but I'm not faulting anybody for like feeling,
No, not
I'm
at
not
all.
faulting anybody for feeling
Right.
whatever they're feeling right now at the death of this man. Um, at the same day, another insurance company announced that they were going to time the amount of anesthesia folks were going to get.
They walked that shit right back. They said,
Yeah,
ooh,
yeah, they
we're
did.
sorry.
First of all, why even like anesthesia? A-
We need that.
Anesthesia. Are you kidding me? As a person who is descended from people who were experimented on without any pain relief, so y'all can have a gynecological like science department, I'm gonna go ahead and be all for anesthesia at every turn. Minor stuff, popping a pimple, get some of that in there.
I can't.
I'm
Not
not
right the
playing.
lidocaine.
Get it in there. Get it in there. Like I'm not playing with you. Pap smears. Get it in there. Get it in there. Get the
Lord
anesthesia.
jeez, what an
I'm not
uncomfortable
playing with anyone.
experience.
No, I don't want to feel a thing, and I shouldn't, and no one else should. There was I just actually saw a letter. It was from a doctor to an insurance company because they were denying coverage for a child who was suffering cancer for his nausea medication.
Oh,
Saying
God.
essentially what they wrote to the doctor was like it's all in his head. And the doctor was like, okay, so I'm going to tell this tiny child that the reason why they're throwing up is all in their head. Never mind the fact that this child is recovering from cancer treatment and this would ease their nausea, this would ease their pain. And y'all have the chance to actually be coverage
Mm-hmm.
that this person, when I tell you, whoever this doctor was, I wish they hadn't cut off their name, but I would buy that person a coffee. Like in
Yeah.
a heartbeat.
It's
Like,
sad that doctors have to do that though. The idea that doctors have to jump through hoops to get the proper justifications for their patients to render care. And doctors should not be in the business of insurance, and insurance should not be in the fucking business of delivering care. I mean, that in and of itself is a problem.
I
If we
mean,
cannot rely on the experts who are the doctors to determine what their patients
oh,
need, then what's the point?
people are about to fuck around and find out about that too, because the way culture is going, y'all like to go up against expertise. Y'all gonna find out. Like,
Yeah,
Right now, there's a recall on broccoli, carrots, and other vegetables.
Every fucking thing. I can't eat a turkey hoagie because
No,
that
everything
has.
on it will kill you.
It's just it's so annoying.
Y'all gonna learn to listen to experts. And
When the
it's,
healthy shit is the stuff killing you, when
you know what that means? That means that the workers aren't given enough time to go to the bathroom.
well, yes.
So they're
Yeah,
taking a poop in the fields and then
guys,
getting back to work.
I need you to understand that walking back regulations help no one. Yes,
It'll
it
kill
may
a lot
save
of
a
people.
company a few dollars, but if they're all being sued for killing kids
Yeah,
eating
God
apple
forbid.
slices, then that
God
defeats the
forbid.
purpose. Maybe just pay the money up front.
let's just let's just regulate that, like what's wrong with a regulation? Like the only people who have problem with regulations are people who want to cut corners.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. That's it. Whitney's right. The American apathy and cynicism is definitely earned. I think
Mm,
people are just getting fed up, and I always kind of, I don't want to say monitor my privilege, but I try to keep in mind that I'm very fortunate and things are very comfortable for me on the day to day.
mm,
But there are people who are uh, my one of my best friends. Her baby boy had to fight and beat leukemia, and just
Jesus.
seeing, mentally that toll that it took on the family and their scheduling and the doctor's appointments, and we think we're doing well, and then he catches a cold and he's sick again, and you know
Jesus.
watching a family handle that well, have insurance and go through that process. It's still hard though. It's mentally
It's
draining, it's physically
ridiculous.
draining, and that's with adequate health care and a great village and a great family. There are families who don't have that.
Hmm.
And there are families who are struggling to just buy food and feed their families and keep the heat on in the wintertime and buy coats. And people, you can only twist people so far before they feel the need to lash out and lash back at the systems that are making it harder for them to just live, survive, and exist.
That's it. That's it.
Exist.
That's it. That's it.
Why am I fighting with a pediatrician about medication for a kid who I can't think
Hmm.
of anything harder
Hmm.
than
Hmm.
childhood cancer? And
God
I'm
forbid.
saying it from the perspective of watching somebody really close to me go through it and come out on the other end of it and everything be great, and that's a blessing.
Thank you, God.
But
Thank you.
I don't want to think about the people who are out in the world getting denial letters. And on top of the denial letters, they still have to feed the rest of their kids and they still have to go to work to maintain the insurance. You
Hmm.
can't keep putting people in a vice
And not
and
expect them to like pop off.
to the point they get so mad that they are writing on shell
Bullets.
casings.
Yeah.
Again, just gonna
Yeah.
say, hold ammo in your hand, see how hard it is to do that shit. And
I believe you.
I just, yes,
Hmm.
I get why people are making the comments that they're making. 100%
Hmm.
understand. There's not
Hmm.
not a whole lot I could say about that. I feel bad for laughing. I feel like an asshole, and I don't want to feel like an asshole around the holidays. It's the holidays. I'm supposed to be
I mean, listen,
happy
Merry Christmas,
and
because
cheerful.
the thing that's making me really mad about this is that I just saw a report from the I guess the investigators who are trying to look for the person who murdered the CVO, and they're trying to say that he's a light-skinned male. And I'm
He's
like,
a
that
white man. We have seen
here's
him without his mask. Let's knock it
here's
off.
what we ain't gonna do on today, okay?
Oh, Lord.
Y'all don't have to endanger an entire population of people because y'all do this. We have history to show that y'all do this shit. And then y'all raid our community, y'all bust up our community, y'all do harm in our
Kick
community.
indoors and
Meanwhile,
shoot children.
murdering cutie patootie is on a train in Zurich. Like, y'all
Oh
not
my
even doing right.
Cutie patootie stopped at
Mer
Starbucks, got his
Danger
little
cutie patootie.
protein bar.
Yeah,
He's
danger cutie patootie.
smiling in the videos. He's
Oh, he's
having a nice
happy.
coffee. Do
Listen, taking selfies with the Eiffel Tower and shit. Like that
again,
man,
not making light of
not
what
making
this man
light.
chose to do because choosing to assassinate somebody
That's serious.
in the middle of the morning is crazy. I would think that it would take a toll on my mental health. That whole lead up, riding
He's
my bike
murdered before.
over. He's clearly, thank you, Whitney. He's
He's
clearly
murdered
murdered
before.
before. He said, I need to have a good high protein breakfast.
Yeah,
I'm also going to need a little bit of espresso. He
yeah,
went and got himself a coffee, two protein bars. He waved and said hello to people
yeah.
on his way
The
to
same way,
doing the murdering.
yeah. The same way we would do if we were going like to our job. Like he just did his job.
Baby, he was going to work.
He went to work.
He went to work. He
Mhm.
put on his backpack, his hoodie, and his ski mask and said, I have a job to do. And then he disappeared into an alleyway, never to be seen again. I don't
Yeah,
think
but
they're
now
going to
we're
find
blaming
him.
light-skinned black people. Now
Yeah.
Drake's life is in danger. What
d-
are we doing here?
You
What
know
are
what?
we doing here?
You fucking know what?
I'm
Not
just
Drake. That I've seen the videos of the unmasked version of the cutie patootie. That is a white man, a Caucasus
heavy on the H of the
Mountain
white.
descendant. That is nobody's light-skinned little cousin.
No,
That
no.
is not Byron with the white mom and the
That's not
light-skinned
a
dad.
Latinx person. Like,
That
don't do this.
that is
Don't do
a
this.
man of vanilla descent.
Vite. But look, this it's crazy.
Y'all are not going to play in our community's
You're
face today.
not.
Leave us the fuck out of it.
Nope. Nope.
We are not we are not in the business of assassinations. At least not
Not
for
that
this.
way.
Not at 6 in the morning.
Nah,
No.
man.
Not in the
That's an
wintertime
afternoon.
either. You know, we
It's
are
too
more of a
cold. He didn't
tropical.
really have a good coat on. That's how you know. If he had that good puffer and some Timbs on, I might believe it. We don't like cold.
That man came out with the thinnest of thin North Faces on in 26-degree weather, playing somebody else's face, America,
And
not
a hood.
ours.
No,
In a
he put on a
hood,
hat. His face was ungreased. There was just so much that said this wasn't a
knock
black
it off.
person.
Knock it off. We don't even get up there early on our days off. You not stop. Stop. Taking a train to Midtown at 5:30 in the morning to do some
Believe nothing.
murdering when I could just as easily have done it at 3 p.m. That sound like some I jog in the wintertime shit. And you know who don't jog in the wintertime?
Blacks.
That's all I'm saying. I think it's a
We
great
gotta take a
place to
break.
take a break. Yeah, break time. We'll be right back after these brief messages. Hey guys, you know we love to hear from you over at the Problematic Podcast. So if you've got a problematic story or a question you'd like to ask us, you can now text it to 609-316-6152. Again, the number is 609-316-6152. Standard messaging rates apply, and you know we love to hear from you. Now let's get back to the show.
Oh, okay.
All right, Whitney, before we get into a fucking hilarious problematic story, um which won't need no advice, there's nothing we can do about this. But I do have an actual true question for you. You are a married woman. You
Am.
are married to it's probably a better question for Earl, but I'm sure he's very busy right now.
You want me to go get
Uh
him?
yeah, actually, would you mind going to get Earl?
Turn on the elevator
We'll,
music.
we'll pause for a moment.
Cut off.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We have Earl here to contribute to this dilemma. And I ask Earl because he's somebody's husband and he has a wife who I would say is an attractive young woman who's
Oh,
out
thank you.
and goes out in the streets and does the celebrity things. Now, Earl, how would you feel if your dearest wife went out to, let's say, a shoe store? And she came back home with about $400 in merchandise. And when you inquire about why she would spend $400 on merchandise, she said that the gentleman at the counter was a little flirtatious with her and decided to offer her some really great discounts in exchange for her phone number. And she gave him that phone number or somebody's phone number Doesn't necessarily have to be hers. And in exchange for that phone number, she got approximately 60% off of these items. How would you as a husband feel?
Conflicted.
Okay, let's talk about it just a little bit.
So, on one hand,
Yes.
I I am asking the question of if you got 60% off and the
Yes.
total is still 400.
No, 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 no. The total was 400 before the 60% off.
Oh, before the 60.
$400 worth of merchandise
Oh, okay.
for
Oh,
just under $200.
oh, okay. All right. Now, I'd have to know my wife to say, you normally don't go to the store
Uh-huh.
buy $400 worth of shoes.
I
Right.
don't.
Hmm.
So if this was me and my wife, I'm like, first of all, what you doing buying $400 for worth of shoes at one time?
I saw an opportunity.
Did you,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
now look, I know you need some shoes, and you said you needed new types of
I
shoes,
actually do need shoes.
but okay, long as you have a reason for each pair of these shoes, fine. Now,
What?
about this discount,
Yeah, about the discount.
about this,
Get
Yes.
get to the best.
um, on one hand,
Why we already start laughing?
thinking about the community pot,
Yes.
how this was a savings and not
Yes.
as much of a hit,
Yes.
even to the community pot. Because also my wife got her own money, and look,
Yes.
I do.
and if she want to spend $400 of her own side of the money
Hmm.
on shoes, that's her responsibility. That's her thing.
Okay.
Just like if there was something on my end, if I wanted to spend money on
Right.
that really ain't got a whole lot to do with her that I can do that don't affect nothing in the house,
Hmm.
that's that's our setup. We good with that, right?
Yes.
Now, your method of obtaining this discount, my thing is you just can't give him your real number. Now, if she gave him her real number,
Hmm.
Gave him his number.
I got a problem.
I would have gave him his
And
number.
now,
Problem?
Matt, take it a step further.
Okay.
Say that Whitney has identified herself as a married person.
Uh-huh.
And to this person's inquiry said, "Hey, I'm married. Here's my ring. I am married." And this person insists that she still give her number anyway, and she decides to give this gentleman your number. Are you offended?
Nah, because she gave him my number.
Yes.
Now she gonna call. Now he gonna call. Now I'm gonna be like, hey, bro, what you calling my wife for?
Exactly. Okay.
But whatever you got to say to her, you can say to me. Because now at least she told me what happened.
Yes.
She
Right.
came home, she told me what happened. This is what it is. And she said, look, I'll decide to use the situation to my advantage. I gave him your number. Now,
And it could have been family shoes. Like it doesn't mean that like I'm
right,
just out buying my own shoes. I
It's
could be
Christmas time. And
right.
I could have been buying you shoes. I could have been buying shoes for the kid. Who knows whose shoes?
Now, this does depend on the level of trust here that
it
I
does.
believe what she said. Because I can only confirm that
Hmm.
she gave him my number if
Hmm.
he actually calls me.
That is, I didn't think about that. Okay.
I can only confirm.
That's
That's
a
the only
valid
way I
point.
can confirm this.
Here goes the Reverend.
I have to trust that what she said
Always
about the
thinking of stuff.
number that she gave
Hmm.
Multiple levels.
is accurate.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I
That
have
is
to
fair.
trust that. And I have to lean on what has been our history, our relationship to be able to have that level of trust in that belief in what she said.
Side
That's
note, that's
fair.
bad business though, sir. Like you're about to like blow up your own business here. Like
You
60% off
that
for a damn
is
phone number that you're
all
not even sure it's like hers. You didn't try to call it to make
nope.
sure that was her. That's
Nope.
bad business.
I'm about to send Whitney to go get some sneakers. So if you're
That's rude.
interested and got something that
That's
I know
so
exactly
incredibly
where to
I
rude.
send her.
expect my phone to be ringing.
No,
Yeah.
I don't talk to people
Matter
to.
of fact, I'm gonna start giving out Earl's number when people when people do that.
Look,
I
in your case, a lot of people gonna be confused.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I just feel like if I, as a member of the community, identify myself as a member of the community one, and as
Yeah.
a married member of the community two, and as a disinterested party three, and you
I'm more
still feel
disinterested.
so inclined to offer me these discounts in exchange for a phone number,
Mm-hmm.
then by all means, I give you what you asked for, you give me what I asked for, and
Yeah.
nobody is harmed.
Nobody's harmed.
I think that's okay. I don't think there's anything wrong with
I
it.
think it's problematic as hell, but that's fine.
Okay.
It's bad. I'm very upset for this person because I'm like, you're supposed to be a pillar in your community, a business owner, and here you are bothering married people.
Listen,
He messing
that's
up his profit margin.
Yes,
that's none of my business.
yes.
That's
I know it isn't any of our business. You're
Was
absolutely
this a local small business owner, or was this
no.
somebody
This
at
is
the
just an
bank?
employee at a local business.
oh, so you're
We fucking up
robbing people.
somebody else's profit margin.
Look,
Well,
he
I'm
has
about to
the
send
authority
Whitney
to
over
give
there. If
discounts,
you got
apparently.
some
not
Snickers, that
going.
why
I don't like
not?
to talk to people. You know, I don't like to talk to people.
But he apparently has the authority to give discounts. So
Steep
yeah.
ones. I could show you some receipts.
Wait, did this happen to you?
I didn't say that. I said I could show you some receipts. You talking loud on this podcast, I don't think that's necessary. What I'm saying is Christmas is
Tell the
coming up and
story.
Earl got big ass feet.
I
So
mean,
you
Ed does.
might, if you got some, there
So
were
does my
some,
child, though.
there were some
She's already decided
orange
to grow
dunks,
hair.
and I know you like Clemson. And if maybe you wanted some and not to pay retail, I could maybe make sure that that happens for
He's
you.
gonna be waiting in the car for me. That's
Yes,
he's like, go on in there.
go
Now
on in
he
there.
at the store next door, and when you walk out,
You
I'm,
go walk.
we just go lock arms and walk away.
There you go. That works. That
Yeah,
works.
Only if I get to go to Pandora after.
hey, whatever. But
With the money you save, you can get all the charms you want.
You know I love a charm.
Earl, I would like to thank you for your honest opinion and your expertise. I figured that I have a little bit of a bias, but getting your opinion makes me feel like maybe I'm not as problematic as I've been told that I am.
I don't think you're problematic. I think this is funny.
I think that I'm going to go get some more shoes too.
So this happened. Okay.
I didn't say that. I didn't. Damn. Okay. Moving on. We have a problematic story. Are you ready for that?
Wait, are we sharing it with him?
We don't have to. No, 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 no.
Okay. All right.
All right, Whitney, are you ready for this
Oof.
problematic letter?
Oof.
All right, it's a bit lengthy. Work with
Okay.
me.
Yes, ma'am.
And it opens with my brother got choked out on Black Friday by his dad.
Oh,
My younger brother promised our mom he would bring his son to spend time with our family on Thanksgiving. He left the house Thanksgiving morning to get my nephew and took my mom's car, but all he came home with was alcohol and cigars like a degenerate.
oh.
My mom was so upset and kept saying all she needed was a picture of all of her grandkids together. So she decided to call my brother's baby mom. And that set my brother off. He started tweaking and yelling about family being in his business and my mom always playing both sides. The girl didn't answer, and my step-pop warned him about his mouth, threatened to throw him out, and then de escalated the situation. We eat and we're all merry in a packed out house, and Thanksgiving was great until the baby mom calls back the next day. Come to find out, my nephew was dressed and ready to join us, but my brother picked a fight over the car seat and said he wasn't coming to get him. My mother was madder than a bitch, and my dumbass brother tells my mom, in quotes, respectfully, mom, my son ain't none of your business. And
Whoa.
she starts crying. So me and my other little brother are ready to jump on his ass. But before we could get our bonnets together, my stepdad puts his ass in a headlock and didn't let go of him until he fell out. My step pop was crying. My mom was crying. The kids and the dog was crying. It was some Tubi movie type shit.
Not Tubi.
My brother left and he's been online calling his child's mother all sorts of names like she's the deadbeat. I'm going to get my nephew and surprise my mom this week with a grandkid brunch to lift her spirits so that she can stop
Oh,
crying out of the blue. There's no advice to give here.
God damn.
Getting choked out after Thanksgiving is fucking hilarious to me.
Kudos to the dad for the quick feet. Like
Yeah.
that was cause let me tell you, sometimes you gotta gather like I'm not for abuse.
I'm not either.
ever, ever. But sometimes
How's it
you
ever?
got to defend your wife.
That that is okay.
You got to
So
defend your wife sometimes.
that's my thing.
Mhm.
The okay, so there's a couple of things
There's a lot of things.
that stood out to me. One, I send you to go get a baby in my car, and you come back with black and milds and alcohol. That's when his ass should have been whooped. Like that would if the stepdad would have just choked him out right there, I'd have been like, you know what? Sometimes you got to choke motherfuckers out. Because if you know your mama wants one thing, your mama
Hmm.
who raised you, and then cooked this fucking meal for 2 days, baked
Hmm.
all these damn pies.
She
Your
just
mama asked for
wanted,
one thing. I want to see my grandkids all in the same room and get a picture with them. I gave you
yes,
my car to
so
go
you can
execute
go.
this mission.
And he was
All you had
fine.
to do was go a couple blocks to go get this baby, bring that baby so we can have dinner together, then take that baby, take some pictures, and take that baby back home. He can celebrate his other Thanksgiving with his family.
Yeah.
You take my car,
And go get, no, go argue with the baby
go
mom.
argue, and don't come back with nothing but a half consumed bottle of alcohol. A
I'm
half
questioning my
consumed.
parenting.
Okay.
I'm questioning
Okay.
my parenting because
A half consumed bottle of alcohol.
clearly I raised a bad person. And I would say that as much. I was like, clearly I fucked up here because I raised the horrible person. Because ain't no way any actual wonderful child of mine would have done this to me. Like, you know that she like, and that's not even something hard. She didn't
It's
ask you to
not.
go make a child and then bring it back the same day.
That's
She
not
asked you to
it.
go get your like just go get the baby. And you're arguing about a goddamn car seat. And now that child doesn't get to go. I don't even know how old the baby is, but
The baby's 3.
oh
It's
yeah,
not like an infant baby. It's a like
it's still a baby. Yeah,
it's
because I
yeah,
call
still a baby,
my
but
child's
not
4, so I call my
yeah.
child a baby.
It's still a baby.
Um, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
This is bullshit. Like you deserved every bit of that choking out, sir. Like and to hop on like I had to have been the problem, me as a parent, because ain't no way my grown child possesses such immaturity. Ain't no way my grown child possesses such irresponsibility. Ain't no way my grown child is going to talk to me crazy in my own home on a holiday.
On a
Ain't no way.
holiday.
The way I would have choked you out and threw out your to go plate,
When all I asked for was you to go get my grandbaby.
you're disrespectful. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Ain't no
So
way.
so
I'm mad for her. I want to go pick up the baby for her. I'll go get the child.
so that's one thing. That's the first thing. I don't know where the fuck you went, but you came back with somebody else's alcohol and cigarillos. I had a few technical difficulties, but we're back, everybody.
Hi.
Yeah. Anybody who disappoints their kids or just fails to show up for their kids or just
Mm-mm-mm.
starting an argument and then saying you're not coming to get your child. Now, if you
Mm-mm.
wanted to egg that lady's house, I don't support it, but I understand. Why take it out on the baby and then your mama, like the two innocent parties? I just
Like she just wanted to see her grandchild, and that was the least you could do. She didn't ask you to go get ice. She didn't ask you to go get nutmeg on Thanksgiving.
no,
Shout out to the
which
Cosby Show.
oh, I
She
hate
didn't
that.
ask she didn't ask you to do like anything like that. All she asked you to do was to go get her grandbaby.
That's it.
You argued over a damn car seat. You
Hmm.
punished the child who is now not able to spend time with your family. This is your family on the holiday. You don't know what this woman might have made all these other arrangements and plans that now she has to do with her child. Now you going back home empty-handed except for this bullshit that you bring back with alcohol and cigarettes. And then you want to be disrespectful, harmful, and like detrimental on top of all that and punish your family for your own inadequacy. Oh, sir, get therapy immediately.
Immediately. And to those who may think that violence is never the answer, you are absolutely right. How's it
Mm-hmm.
never? You make my wife cry, I have the right to choke you out.
I
You make my
mean,
mom cry in front of me, my stepdad has the right to choke you out.
mhm.
Um, just don't be an asshole to your mom and your kid. Definitely not
Yeah,
at the same time on the same day during a holiday in front of family. It just seems like
right.
something so easy to not fucking do.
Yeah,
But you know, when you're a degenerate, that's what happens. So yeah, no advice, just you be a better person. That's all I got.
right. Just please be a better person. It's not hard. Like,
It's
it's not
not.
hard. This is something basic.
It
This is
is
something
not.
basic. Like, some of y'all are just so committed to being trash that y'all don't have no like limit. Like, the limit is not found.
There's
The
no like
limit doesn't exist to
I'm
your
disappointing
trashness.
my mother, my sister, and my baby today. That is a heavy lift for Thanksgiving.
But look at you achieving
Doing
big
it.
things. Ugh.
That's, that is all I have, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, you got one more thing?
I
Go
got
on.
one more thing.
Let's do it. Oh
To the
boy.
dusty, crusty bitches
Hey.
on TikTok right now who are trying to make a point about ghetto gastro, I need y'all to shut the fuck up.
Okay.
Heavy on the shut the fuck up. A young lady in a bonnet. There's nothing wrong with making videos in a bonnet. I'm not of the Monique era where I'm like, no bonnets. Like people, even white people wear bonnets now. They don't know why, but they wear them. They don't know. Like the same way they wear do-rags. They don't know why they're wearing them. They just see black people wearing them. So that's how
That's,
cultural appropriation works.
oh
They
God.
just do it. Like the same way they be saying child and like stuff like that. Like you don't even know what that means. You're just doing it because you see black people doing it. Like find your own damn culture. Oh, you can't. Like I
Please.
can't even. Anyway, that's a whole nother topic for another day. Um, Black lady in a bonnet talking shit about ghetto gastro. Now, for those who are unfamiliar, ghetto gastro is a food line of products, and I believe they have a cookbook, which I am going to purchase. Um, Created by some black men who want to give healthier options of food to their communities.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Ghetto being ghetto, gastro meaning pub,
Mm-hmm.
meaning a place where you get little light bites, right?
Foods.
Yes.
Foods.
Yes.
Gastro.
Apparently,
Foods.
this lady didn't know that, and she was just grossed out by the name. And I'm like, so you're talking crap about a product line that you yourself have not tried, you yourself have not purchased, and you yourself have not like really done the work to actually form an opinion. This is why, like, social media is a great connector, but it's also a horrific thing because it gives people who don't necessarily need platforms. Because this
Anybody can
lady,
get a fucking platform. Remember when we used to be highly selective about whose opinions we subjected ourselves to?
now look at us.
What a time.
Now look at us.
What a
Just
time.
everybody. You didn't even do the work to form an opinion. So why do you have one?
Please.
It's okay to like say you don't like the name and move on, right? Fine, whatever. You're uncomfortable with the name. You didn't do the research of what a gastro actually is. You're thinking about gastrointestinal, and it's like, girl, like even that also points to food, but like,
Mm-hmm.
okay,
Yep.
fine, whatever. Because of this lady's video, she's got people
Mm-mm.
from that direct video going to harass these black men's business. This black men's business that's been around long enough for them to end up in Target as a product line, which takes
Hey,
a lot of
congratulations.
work. Yeah, and they've been in there for years. Like I'm getting ready to hop over to Target because I have some things to pick up, but I threw things in my cart simply because of this video because I'm like, oh, absolutely not. That's not what we're going to do. I would like to remind some people what's at stake here. The day after the election, students, black students, were receiving text messages talking about report to the nearest plantation.
Mm.
Across the nation, this happened. People had that incoming president's name spray painted on their homes. People who look like us, our community, had their homes like defaced with that man's name. There is an absolute uptick in hate crimes and hateful language across like social media. Um, and that's all within the last month. And you're out here trying to defame and diminish black business. Now here's where I'm going to like pivot a little bit. If you had a product and it had a whole roach in it, I would understand this.
I'm on your side, sis.
I'm on your side. If you had a product and it got you terribly sick, I'm on your side. The fact that you're directing harm and then like double and tripling down as if it's right against this business that during a time like this where like we're looking at the Fearless Fund being defunded, we're looking at our history being banned and challenged, we're looking at books we're writing being banned and challenged, where we can't even teach Black history in school, we can't even sing Lift Every Voice and Sing in school anymore.
So,
So like,
so
what are we
irritating.
doing? What are we doing? What are we
Harassing.
actually doing?
Harassment. That's what it's
It
called.
has to
That's
be.
what it
It's got to
is.
be. It's very anti-black. It's giving very much paper bag test because like the big problem was the ghetto part. And I would like to remind folks that almost every innovation that folks love and peddle in current culture came from the ghetto.
Yes, it's all good when it's, fashion and
Music,
music and
sports, art.
entertainment.
Yeah.
I don't,
Certain ways to like create like video and like cinematography, all that stuff.
y'all love that.
Y'all
Y'all
love
love
that.
that.
Y'all love that.
But
It bothers me that we are even having this conversation. It feels so
it's
incredibly
icky. It's
unproductive.
nasty. It's
Yeah.
absolutely
And it's
nasty.
a reminder that a lot of Black people don't like other Black people because they think they're better than Black people. And you're essentially being white supremacists in your own community.
In your
And I want y'all to
own
deal with that.
communities, please address it because
I
like
want
we
y'all to
have
address that.
zero room for it, especially with what's coming up over these next
Bruh.
4 interesting years. Like there
Bruh.
there can be no room for it, no space
None.
for it. We've got enough to deal with, and it doesn't, being the politics police or just the people who think that you get to define what's healthy culture and what's not healthy culture. We don't need it. It's not necessary. It's not helpful. It adds nothing. It never has and it never will. Even with Monique and the bonnet thing. Okay,
Yep. It doesn't help.
so how have we advanced our community with this? Tell me. Tell me. Tell me right now.
Right.
What have we gained? Okay, everybody stops wearing bonnets outside. Now what? Do they stop shooting us in the streets? Do we start to receive proper maternal health care? Does our
Right.
life expectancy grow in any sort of way?
Right.
What's the win
It's
other than you feeling superior to people probably half your age?
it's just a way of like controlling people, which is what white supremacists want to do in the first place. Like a bonnet, especially at an airport, that don't bother me at all. Like
Do
it's
not
not
care.
like
Do
there's
not
certain
care.
place like a time and a place for everything, obvi. But like you're in the market and you're just trying to get your groceries and head back home. You got a braid appointment this afternoon. You like, you had to get up early or whatever. You want to shake your hair out at the event. That's your business. I don't care. None of that bothers
I
me.
cannot invest morally, ethically, financially in any of
Hmm.
that because I've got real world problems. And
Right.
that does not impact me in any way. No realistic way do I have anything to gain or lose by that.
Right.
I just, you know, I don't get it, but maybe it's me.
It's not. It's not you. It's
I
it's
don't
uh, it's people who are not on the same time we are.
like these young men have been wildly successful,
Wildly.
and these are the people you decide to target.
Hmm.
What does that say about what you are advancing in your own community or what you are promoting or
Hmm.
what you are supporting in your own community?
Hmm.
To get target placement, one day I would love to have target placement for my
Can you
art and my
imagine?
prints. I like
Can you imagine?
that is an ultimate goal of mine, and I would just hope and pray that I don't have
Listen,
some asshole telling me my
some
art's too black or too ghetto or too
some asshole with a Wi-Fi connection
they
and
mama Wi-Fi.
a bare basic social media account coming to
Every
ruin your
time,
business.
every time,
Mm-mm,
every time.
mm-mm.
Yeah, to hell with that person.
Yeah.
May your Wi-Fi be shoddy and disconnect, and
I hope
may
somebody come take your phone. I don't mean steal it, but I didn't mean steal. I don't mean theft. I hope your mama comes snatching out your hand like Michelle Obama
Right.
did
And
Barack
just
Obama.
stare at you like, the
Yeah,
hell's wrong with you?
get off of this. Go to work. Go
I
to school.
cannot imagine anything worse than my mom finding out that I'm out here putting down other black people. She would just be
For
beside herself
funsies.
for
For funsies.
funsies.
No actual
Ooh,
reason, just for
she would
funsies.
be sick. And
It would
your
be an
mama's,
intervention.
oh yeah,
We
no,
would need an intervention.
we don't do that. We
All
don't do
right.
that. Whew. Well, I try and end on a positive note. Let me see
There
what
was
I
nothing
got.
positive about that
Let me see what
about
I
that
got.
story.
Christmas is coming up, ladies and gentlemen, and
Jingle bells.
I hope y'all got y'all 3 wick candles from uh Bath and Body Works.
Oh yeah, y'all love them
Uh
joints, don't y'all?
yes, the bitches love a candle,
Bitches
especially a
love a
3 wick
candle.
candle. Start wrapping your gifts early. Decide whose house y'all having Christmas at. That's always a
Yeah,
good thing. Don't be fighting and don't get
don't be
choked
fighting.
out at on Christmas Eve. That's
Please
all I
don't.
got.
Please don't, y'all. All right, bye.
All right, bye y'all. Have a great week.